You said on all the first dates you've been on that the guy just pays.
Yeah.
Do you believe in equality?
Of course.
Okay, so why don't you pay on dates?
I like how this always comes up when you guys talk about equality, because for you, like, you don't realize that the society isn't equal in any way. Just the fact
How so?
How so?
that literally as women we have so many disadvantages.
How?
And then you,
Articulate
on the other
them.
hand, give me a sec. On the other hand, you guys get so hurt, so literally triggered when we're like, no.
Do you think talking to Brian like that is a nice way to communicate with people?
No, because of his tone to me, I'm reciprocating that same tone
I don't
back.
think he was giving you a mean tone, though.
He's literally telling me how I'm supposed to feel, how I'm supposed to think about certain things. Like,
Right.
where do you think if I were to be talking with that same tone back, you would be like, why are you talking to me like that? Exactly what you're doing right now. Because you're not used to being talked to as an equal by your traditional relationship mindset.
I don't talk to anyone
I
like
wish
that.
I could have a conversation with your girlfriend. I want to
Okay.
see what are her thoughts.
Yeah, totally.
are.
Are we
But-
next podcast?
Yeah, like bring your girlfriend
Invite
on.
us back.
But seriously, like when you talk to people in that manner, like I think if a guy talks to another guy in that manner, that's not a good way to just present yourself overall. Like in general, would you agree that
But
talking?
guys don't talk to each other in that way.
Well, some guys do, because for example, I do with most of my friends. Like we're not going to be talking to each other in a rude manner. You know what I mean?
No,
Well,
but that's what
let's-
I mean. You
let's,
guys don't talk to each other in a rude manner, like from the get-go.
Let's move beyond the tone thing. So you said that women are not treated. I want to make sure I'm getting it right. You said women are not treated fairly or equally
Yes.
in society.
Yes.
Can you articulate how so?
Literally, the best example right now is healthcare and our
Healthcare.
rights in especially abortion
No,
right
no,
now.
here's a
But
doozy.
then, like, I'll give you one right now. When I wanted to this was like 2 years ago, I was considering just like getting my tubes tied, because I was like, I don't want children. You know, like, I just know that's not for me. I had to either get, not my mother's, I was already an adult. So mind you, I was already an adult. And the first thing that was brought up is, we need your father's consent.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm not going to go.
How old
through
were
with
you?
that. I was 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, do you want kids?
I literally just
I was going to ask you on that note with kids. Is there like
Wait.
is there a reason that you don't want kids?
I'm just going to finish this
Okay.
thought. Just one sec.
Sure.
So my father was brought up first, and then second is, are you in a relationship? What does your partner think? And I'm like, I wonder why that matters. And this is true. Like, if you actually, search it up, if you actually, went to it, this is so true on so many cases where if a woman wants to get her tubes tied, the partner is always brought up as if that were to matter, when it shouldn't, because it's what I want with my body. And then, so that's one great example, aside from our abortion rights being taken away.
Not in California.
Okay, but you're forgetting the rest of America, especially portions where are so, where they are really,
Well, okay, so you said in respect to abortion, I don't really want to go down that rabbit hole, but in respect to abortion, you said that's an inequality, but the fact of the matter is men have absolutely zero reproductive rights. So in the framing of men having a benefit over women, the abortion thing is moot because men have zero reproductive rights to begin with. So we can have a conversation of what's right, what's wrong when it comes to abortion, but from the frame of an equality between the genders, I don't think abortion is really the go-to there, because men have no reproductive rights.
So your problem with this is that you don't get a say whether a woman wants to have an abortion or not.
That's not what I'm saying.
You're
But
saying
I'm
that
saying
if you don't have I understand you have no way to give birth to a child. I understand that. If you wanted to have a kid, a woman would have to want to have a kid with you. right? That's what you're saying, that you don't have any reproductive.
Well, okay, for one example, there's a more politically correct term, but there's a concept of the paper abortion where men who they don't want to have a kid and they don't want to be financially responsible for it, they can say, I don't want to have any financial responsibility. That's not available to men. That would be one example of a potential reproductive right that a man could have. But so men have no reproductive rights. But the framing, the context of the conversation was women are disadvantaged or treated unfairly in respect to gender.
Yeah.
But I don't think abortion is really relevant because men don't have reproductive rights.
Okay, so abortion to use off the table in terms of gender inequality, I understand. But I'm saying in a lot of this society, just another simple, this one is like, you know, I feel like more to your liking. Just the fact that, like, as a girl, there's, you know, first of all, there's the wage inequality that so many of you are so afraid to, you know, go into.
Debunked.
But then,
it doesn't
but
it
then
doesn't
there's another
exist.
thing. You guys want like the traditional nuclear family where a woman, you know, has kids. So let's say your wife were to be like, you know what? I raised this kid, 3-4 years? All right, I'm ready to go back to work. Would you guys be okay with that?
I think that ideally that's not what we're looking for still, because it really depends, but work is very sort of competitive to lots of men, because if they're going out and spending their time on a job and doing that, like, well, how are they actually providing value to us? Like, we're not looking for women that are working crazy careers and doing all this stuff.
Okay, so this is a simple societal.
Well, but wait, I see you have a reaction right there, but I would like, what are your thoughts on it?
That's such a wild take to hear.
By the way, I just want to clarify one thing. Me and Michael have different opinions on certain things. Just want to make that clear.
Damn,
Also,
your bro doesn't even have your back.
no. Hold on.
Yeah,
well,
what are you?
Well, let me also just say the term for the more politically correct term for paper abortion is legal paternal surrender.
Right.
So,
Yeah. It's
anyways,
a thing,
that's another thing. But my take, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get married, so I don't want to. I don't want to get married.
But
maybe have kids, maybe.
Yeah.
But so I kind of lean a little differently on this one.
Yeah, but even in a relationship, for example, like, you're not really looking for, like, in a woman like that has a high paying job or something. That's not something that matters to most of us.
It doesn't make her more attractive.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't. It's not like in the same. It doesn't really matter to me. Like,
Really.
if I'm making 7 figures, I'll date a girl that works at Chick-fil-A. Like, I do not
Exactly.
care. But I think most women, when they become successful, they're going to want to see a guy who's at least on their level or higher.
Absolutely. So does that make sense to you a little bit? Like, if you know, let's say this girl's making $200K a year. If she meets a guy that's making $50K a year, usually that doesn't work out too well, typically.